Welcome back to the Wisdom Hub. I get it. You're going through something tough. You're trying to get someone's attention, someone you genuinely cared about. You gave it your all. You were there for them, went above and beyond, sometimes even putting their needs above your own, all in hopes they'd recognize your worth and choose you. But instead, they pulled away. They ignored you, making you feel like an afterthought. So you made a bold move. You went silent. Maybe you even walked away completely, deciding it was time to disappear from their life. Now you might be sitting there, hoping they'll finally notice you. Or maybe you're finding a new kind of freedom and embracing it. Either way, you're in the no-contact phase, holding your ground, and that's no easy task. You've already shown courage by stepping back, showing them you won't be taken for granted. But there's still that ache, that urge to reach out, to just send one last message, make one last call, hoping they'll finally realize what they lost. Before you give in to that urge, let me ask you, have you become so wrapped up in your feelings for them that you've lost sight of what they did? Step back and take a look. They disregarded your feelings, ignored your worth, and treated you like a convenience. And right now, they're living their life, not sparing a thought for your feelings or the sacrifices you made. So, why are you still caring for theirs? Ask yourself this: why should they value your worth if you're struggling to see it yourself? Why would they respect your boundaries if you're ready to tear them down for a moment of attention? The truth is, if you reach out now, you're not choosing yourself. You're undoing every ounce of strength it took to walk away. If they're not choosing you, then the real question is, are you choosing you? Right here, right now, affirm this with me. Say it out loud. I choose me over contact. Don't just say it, believe it. Lock it into your memory and make it a part of who you are. Write it down in the comments, let everyone know, and most importantly, remind yourself. This isn't a time to hide. This is a moment to declare boldly, I choose me over contact. As the wise Robert II said, respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. Think about that. If they don't see your worth, walking away isn't a loss, it's a victory. When you choose yourself, something powerful happens. Others start seeing the value you've carried all along. By stepping back and standing firm, you set a new standard, one that demands respect. You're no longer just an option. You become someone worth fighting for because you finally saw that worth in yourself. I know that pull is strong, that urge to reach out, but you're holding steady in this no-contact phase, and I'm here to help you with a powerful Stoic lesson. Today, we're diving into some timeless Stoic secrets that will help you stay resilient through this tough period. These lessons aren't just about self-control, they're strategies that subtly shift the dynamic, helping the other person feel the weight of your absence and realize what they let go of. So stay with me, because these insights are going to empower you to stand strong. With them, you'll not only find peace, but may also find that your silence speaks louder than words ever could. Number 1, trust the path you've chosen. The first and most important step right now is to trust the path you're on. Trust in the power of no contact. I get it. It's easy to have those doubts, that creeping voice whispering, what if they move on? What if they don't come back? But let me tell you, that very doubt is what tempts many to break no contact, to reach out, hoping for a response. Yet all it does is hold you back from real growth. Ask yourself, what has chasing, pleading, or proving your worth done for you so far? Did it make them appreciate you more, or did it push them away? No contact is about reclaiming the power you once gave away by putting them above yourself. This path is for you, for your growth, healing, and self-respect. Remember, If they can't see your worth when you're giving them space, will reaching out really change that? No contact lets them experience the silence and feel the space where your energy once was. I know it's hard. Staying away is a battle, especially when you care deeply. But holding firm in no contact means you're choosing yourself and giving them space to recognize your value on their own. So here's a mantra for this journey. I trust my path. Say it out loud, write it down, let it replace any doubts. If you're ready to commit to this, write it in the comments. I trust my path. This is just the beginning, and the power is now in your hands. Number 2, practice the mirror challenge. Now let's talk about the mirror challenge. This isn't just about looking at your reflection, it's about seeing yourself as you truly deserve to be seen. When you look in the mirror, you're facing the one person you're responsible for, you. Each day, stand in front of that mirror and ask yourself, am I giving myself the respect I deserve? Notice your strength, your resilience. Speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Remind yourself, I am enough on my own. Yes, it might feel awkward, and that's okay. This challenge teaches you to trust your own worth without needing anyone's validation. Here's a simple truth. You're valuable as you are, like a work of art. You don't need anyone else's approval to define your worth. As you practice this daily, you'll start radiating that self-worth, and others will notice. So here's an affirmation for you. I am my own source of strength. Write it down, say it out loud, and if you're ready to commit, drop it in the comments. Remember, this challenge isn't about vanity. It's about reinforcing your true value, day by day. Number 3, live with purpose, not for validation. Now, let's dive into one of the most transformative steps on this journey, living with purpose instead of chasing validation. When you're in a no-contact phase, it's easy to fall into wondering if they're watching, noticing your absence, or missing you. But here's the hard truth. Living for validation means handing control of your happiness and worth over to someone else. The moment you break free from that need, you regain all your power. Living with purpose has 2 powerful effects. First, it helps you thrive in the no-contact phase, giving you inner strength and a sense of direction to stay grounded. Second, it shows others your true worth, making them realize what they've lost, and often even bringing them back. Just consider how powerful this is. Living with purpose radiates confidence and strength that others can't ignore. You're no longer waiting, you're choosing your path. Living with purpose means focusing on what drives you from within, not on what others think. It's about building a life filled with meaning and direction, so you no longer seek approval or attention. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. His message? Live for yourself, not for others' opinions, because true growth and purpose are often invisible to the outside world. They happen internally. Imagine you're at the gym, not to impress anyone, but because you have a personal goal to become stronger, healthier, or more disciplined. The satisfaction you feel after working out is yours alone. It's fueled by your purpose, not anyone's approval. This personal commitment to yourself is what makes it so powerful. Living with purpose creates an inner strength that doesn't crumble when people leave, don't text back, or don't notice what you're doing. In contrast, living for validation is like building on quicksand. The moment someone's approval slips away, your self-worth collapses. It's draining and leaves you feeling empty. When you live with purpose, you free yourself from this exhausting cycle and find fulfillment that no one can take away. You might think, but I still care what they think of me. That's normal. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. The Stoics believed in detachment, not to make us cold, but to loosen the hold that external validation has on us. Living with purpose means your self-worth isn't tied to others' perceptions, but to your own beliefs, values, and goals. How do you start living with purpose? Begin by identifying what truly matters to you. Is it personal growth, health, creativity, or uplifting relationships? Make a list of what gives you purpose and joy, independent of anyone else's opinion. Dedicate time to these areas every day, even in small ways. Over time, you'll see that as your purpose grows, the need for validation fades. Living with purpose also makes you more attractive, even to the person you're not contacting right now. People are drawn to those who are grounded in something deeper and who aren't swayed by every opinion or rejection. When you live with purpose, you radiate confidence and resilience. Instead of wondering if they notice you, you'll be too focused on your own growth to care. Ironically, that's often when they start noticing the change in you. What if you still crave validation or find yourself checking your phone, hoping they'll reach out? This is where discipline comes in. Remind yourself that each moment spent seeking approval is time you could spend building something real. Replace the habit of seeking validation with the habit of investing in your purpose. When that pull for validation arises, use it as a cue to take action toward your goals. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." Instead of looking outward for others to recognize your worth, prove it to yourself by living with integrity, purpose, and intention. You'll find that this sense of direction brings peace and resilience to others' opinions. Here's an affirmation for you. I live with purpose, not for approval. Say it, write it, own it. If you're ready to commit to this, drop it in the comments. I live with purpose, not for approval. Let this be the mantra that guides you through this phase and beyond. Living with purpose is not just a step in no contact, it's a way to reclaim your life. When you live with purpose, you're not waiting for someone to notice or validate you. You're building a life that aligns with your values and goals, creating a foundation no one can take away, no matter who enters or leaves. And that's where we're almost at the halfway point in this video. Thanks for sticking with me. Be sure to stay tuned until the end to truly absorb this message. If you have any questions or a different perspective, share them in the comments. And if everything's clear, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It definitely deserves one. Number 4, accept reality as it is. All right, this next step is a tough one, but it's crucial. Accept reality as it is. In no contact, it's easy to get lost in what-ifs, thinking they're just one message away from reaching out. But the truth? Right now, they're not here. They're not calling. Accepting this reality frees you. It allows you to stop living in a fantasy and start moving forward. Acceptance isn't giving up hope. It's grounding yourself in the present so you can focus on what's in your control. Marcus Aurelius said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By accepting what is, you're choosing peace over fantasy and creating space for growth, self-discovery, and a life on your terms. Here's an affirmation for this stage. I accept reality and find strength in the truth. Say it, own it, and let it remind you that peace comes from facing life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Number 5, reverse your focus. All right, folks, I get it. They're probably on your mind constantly, taking up mental space from the moment you wake up to the second you fall asleep. That's why this next step is crucial. Reverse your focus. All that energy you're spending thinking about them is actually keeping you stuck, draining you, and holding you back from moving forward. That has to change right here, right now. Every minute you wonder what they're doing or if they're thinking of you is a minute you're not investing in yourself. It's time to stop letting someone who isn't even present take up so much of your time, peace, and focus. This isn't just about getting them out of your head. It's about reclaiming the space that belongs to you. Imagine what you could accomplish if you redirected all that focus toward your own growth, passions, and dreams. Reversing your focus doesn't mean pretending they didn't matter. It's about choosing to matter to yourself first. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Every thought spent on them is time taken from investing in the one person who will always be there for you. You. Imagine you're holding a flashlight in a dark room. For too long, you've been shining it on them, letting them be the center of your mental world. What if you turned that flashlight back on yourself? You'd see areas in your life that need attention, care, and healing. You'd start noticing goals you could pursue, dreams you've put off, and parts of you that deserve your full attention. Now, I know reversing your focus isn't easy. There's no magic switch to make it happen, but it starts with small, conscious choices. Each time you catch yourself drifting back to thoughts of them, redirect that thought toward a goal or plan for yourself. Replace every thought of them with a step forward for you. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be as simple as, "Today, I'm going to work on my fitness," or "I'll start learning that new skill I've been curious about." Yes, it takes discipline. You'll slip back, you'll want to check in on them or wonder about what they're doing. But each time you bring your focus back to yourself, you're building a powerful habit of self-prioritization. Over time, this shift in focus will feel more natural, and the need for their attention will fade as your own goals and passions take center stage. What if it's hard to stay focused on yourself? Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Even if you manage to redirect your focus only half the time, you're still taking back control. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Imagine the happiness you could create if your thoughts aligned with your values, goals, and dreams. Here's a practical exercise. Every morning, write down 3 things you want to accomplish for yourself that day. Each time your mind drifts back to them, pull out that list. Remind yourself of what truly matters and refocus on steps that bring you closer to your goals. This list becomes your anchor, a daily reminder that you're investing in you. And here's a powerful affirmation for this step. I focus on my growth and my goals. Say it every time your mind wanders, each time you catch yourself giving energy to thoughts that don't serve you. If you're ready to commit, drop it in the comments. I focus on my growth and my goals. Let it be your mantra, a way to pull yourself back to center and reclaim your focus. Number 6, see this as growth. Now, let's talk about a total perspective shift. Seeing this as growth. It's easy to view the no-contact phase as a punishment, a period of waiting and wondering. But what if you flipped that script? What if this phase wasn't a painful pause, but a powerful chapter of growth? Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Real growth comes from discomfort, from being stretched, challenged, and forced to adapt. Right now, you're learning to rely on yourself, building a life that doesn't hinge on anyone else's attention or validation. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This tough phase isn't just an obstacle, it's the path to becoming the best version of yourself. Imagine a seed buried in soil. It's in darkness, under pressure, but that's exactly what it needs to sprout. Right now, you might feel like you're in the dark, but this period is setting the foundation for your growth. Each day you choose not to reach out. Each time you focus on yourself instead of them, you're building resilience, deepening the roots that will support your growth. Seeing this as growth also means realizing that your pain isn't wasted. Every ache, every moment of longing is proof of what you're capable of enduring. It's a sign that you're willing to face difficult emotions without relying on someone else to fix them. That's real strength. If you're wondering, but I don't feel like I'm growing, I just feel stuck, that's okay. Growth doesn't always look or feel like progress. Often it feels like struggle. But just because you can't see the change happening doesn't mean it isn't there. Remember, even the tallest trees grow silently beneath the surface long before their leaves and branches appear. Trust that every time you hold back, every time you choose yourself, you're building something real. As the Stoic Epictetus said, no great thing is created suddenly. This phase is your time to blossom. It's your season of quiet growth, knowing that the strength you're building now will bear fruit in time. An affirmation for this stage: I grow stronger with every step. Say it, write it, believe it. And if you're ready to commit to this growth, drop it in the comments. I grow stronger with every step. Let it remind you that this journey isn't about getting them back. It's about getting yourself back. Number 7, control what you can. This step is a game changer. Focus on what you can control. The only thing you truly have control over is yourself. You can't control how others feel when they reach out or how they spend their time, but you can control your actions, mindset, and personal growth. When you concentrate on what you can control, you stop wasting energy on things that are out of your reach. This shift is liberating and empowering. Instead of waiting for someone else to affirm your worth, you start building it from within. Imagine redirecting the energy you used to spend on them back into yourself. You can focus on your goals, passions, and personal development that genuinely fulfill you. Think about someone who thrives without needing others' approval. Someone who is focused on their growth. That person becomes unstoppable. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The more you invest in your own strength, the less you'll be affected by things outside your control. You'll be creating a life where your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else's actions or decisions. Here's the exciting part. When you invest in yourself and embrace this mindset, people are naturally drawn to you. They're attracted to those who radiate purpose and inner strength, those who don't rely on anyone else for their happiness. This shift can make others recognize your worth and sometimes even bring them back to you. Who's more appealing, the confident, grounded person or the one who's just waiting and hoping? This isn't about playing games. It's about genuinely evolving into the strongest, most self-sufficient version of yourself. Whenever you find yourself worrying about others or their actions, bring your focus back to yourself. Explore new interests. Improve in tangible ways. Control your actions, control your growth, and let everything else unfold naturally.